In today's DIY video, I'm trying to solve a problem that I'm having in the shop. And that problem is moving the shop vac, or in this case, my Dewalt type shop vac, around to connect to both my track saw and also to my sander. Oftentimes, keeping that hose out of the way and keeping it moving off the workpiece is an important part to being efficient in the project that I'm working on. I've seen versions of this when it comes to the Festool. On the Festool dust extractor, they have a boom arm that they've created that allows the hose to come down to the workpiece and be out of the way, off the floor, and allows you to move about without hitting the hose. So that's what I'm going to attempt to create here in the shop today. So stay tuned. So the goal is to be able to create a boom arm from these two dowels that I picked up at Lowe's. The size of these are 1 1/8 of an inch by 48 inches, and they are both made out of poplar material. And as you can see here on the back of this Dewalt vacuum cleaner, there's two spots back here. These spots on the back on both sides are for the basket that comes along with the vacuum, and there's a basket that would hang off the back for the accessories. But since I have this dedicated for my shop and not for vacuuming out cars, I have a hose hooked up to it, and that's all I need. It has the right attachment that I can connect to both my miter saw as well as the track saw and my sanders if needed. So if everything goes as planned, I will have both of these slots filled with dowel rods. I'm actually going to cut this one off, make a cross support brace to make this more stable, because it's going to have the hose attached to it with those plastic clips. And then just like you see with the boom arm for the Festool, it goes out like something like this. So it hangs out basically over your shoulder or just above your head, depending on your height. And we'll have the hose attached to it. That way it's up off the floor and out of the way from your workpiece or whatever you're doing, especially with your sanders and or track saws. I think that's probably the spot that'll be most helpful, but it could work. Next up is, so that I can have the best support possible, is to create a triangle piece of wood here so that I can put 2 screws in the cross brace here and 2 screws there. Now, obviously I could screw right down into this, but that won't give me the stability that I need. So I'm gonna create and cut a triangle piece of probably 1/2 inch plywood and put 2 screws here, 2 screws there on both sides. Do the same over here, and similarly when I get to the boom arm up top. And here is the finished product. Took about 30 to 45 minutes to build this. Total cost, I have about 21, 22 bucks in it, and that's from the 3 dowel rods that I picked up at Lowe's. The corner braces there on this side and also at the elbow, those are all scrap 1/2 inch pieces of plywood that I ripped down to 4 inch squares and then cut across on the miter saw. Then the zip ties, things that I had laying around the shop. What I am going to add is a hook on the end. This will allow this hose that you currently see on the floor to have a place to rest. I can loop that around and have that hook there. I think I have one of those laying around the shop. I'll try to find that and add it to the end. But hopefully this is helpful to others. I know this is gonna work out great for me, especially when I'm using this track saw and my sander to get the hose up off the floor and out of the way. So like and subscribe. Stay tuned for additional videos from Alpha Woodworks.